Hi everybody, welcome to another Tekken 8 Beginner's Guide. Today we're going to be covering what to do when you get knocked down, which is an interesting topic, and it's something that you can take with you from your first rank game all the way up to the highest level. Alright, to get started, I would think of being grounded as a stance. If you're playing a stance-based character in Tekken, which most characters are, I would think of being grounded as just an extension of that. It's essentially another stance, and technically there's 4 different stances. If you learn this default stance, the other 3 permutations of this essentially are the same, but just worse. So I would just learn this one. The other ones, either they just have worse frame data or they're missing a couple moves. Alright, so technically your first option is you can just stay down, which is unique to Tekken. I'm sure there's other fighting games that do this, but not all fighting games do this. Most games, sometimes your character gets up automatically. In Tekken, you have the choice just to stay down. The second option we'll cover is how do you just get directly up, and that's, as you'd expect, you push up. So that looks like this. That's how you get straight up. The interesting thing to note is if you look at the status, you go from downed directly to standing. Now, the next move we'll cover is very similar to this. You can get up, but you get up into crouch. There's multiple ways to do this. You can push up and then hold down back, which looks like this. And again, if you watch the stats, you have to be careful. You can get a frame of standing in there. That was good. That was how it's supposed to look. But if you're not super precise, like see, I'm not super precise there, you get a frame of standing, which is bad because you can get clipped. Like you're giving the opponent, it's not like clean input, you're giving the opponent a chance to kind of oki you with a low. How I would do it on pad is you can actually hold down. So I'm holding down here. If you're in a down state, holding down it's like a no input. You don't get any action from holding down. However, you can hold down and then kind of like move your thumb towards down back, and this will cleanly get you up into crouching almost every time. Similar to what we covered, if you just push back, you can, instead of getting straight up, you'll sort of kind of like roll backwards. If you just push back, you go straight to standing. However, if you hold back and then immediately down, so if you go back into down back, you go into crouch. And if you do it correctly, you should not be able to get a standing frame. Next, let's cover the kicks. 4 is a mid kick, which looks like this. 3 is a low kick, which looks like that. There's also a down 3, which looks like that. It's a quicker version of the low kick. And finally, there's a 3+4, which looks like this. Now, let's quickly go over the frame data. Both 4 and 3 are safe, so the mid kick is safe. The low kick is also safe. Down 3, the quick low kick is unsafe. And 3+4 is also unsafe. Next, we get into rolls. If you push 1, you'll roll into the screen. Similarly, if you push down 1, you'll roll kind of towards the screen. If you press 1 and hold down, you'll stay on the ground, but you'll be in a different stance. You can also do some of the other options we discussed previously out of the roll. So this is 1 into 4. Finally, you can also roll forward. Similar to the back roll, you can't stay down, but you can transition it straight into crouch. In addition, this roll has a 1+2 attack, which is plus on block. Alright, that covers all the options when you're fully grounded. There's a couple extra ones that are sort of like techs right as you're landing. Those look like this. I think Dragonoff is set up correctly. Yes, he is. Okay, excellent. The first of you just hold forward. You do this little kind of kick up attack. The next one involves either pressing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Looks like this. You get a roll. So if you press 1 or 2, you roll kind of into the screen. And if you press one of the kicks, 3 or 4, you'll roll towards the screen. And it looks like that. And the interesting thing about these are actually really good, because if you watch the status, you get an invincible frame. We'll do it again. Yeah, that's unique to these, and it makes it very strong. Okay, excellent. So we've covered all the options. So now the next question is, you know, if you're watching the videos, like, what do I do? It's like, I'm a beginner to Tekken. Well, what? Okay, there's a lot of options. That's great, but what do I actually do? That's a great question, and in my opinion, that is what makes Tekken Tekken. The short answer is all the options are good in certain situations, and they're all bad in certain situations. And it depends on what the opponent's doing. And just as an example, I think it's worth looking at another game very briefly. Like if we take a look at Street Fighter, if this was the Street Fighter video, the answer is delay tech. In Tekken, there really isn't an equivalent to this. I've got Dragunov set up to do some lows, so I want to show you this Okizeme that I think is really important. So let's go back to the down back method. So if we block it correctly, this is kind of what it looks like. We'll do it again for illustration purposes, so it looks something like this, but I'm kind of predicting it. So now we'll redo it where I try to do it on purpose as if it's like a true Oki. And usually he hits. Like, see, yeah, he hits us there, even though we're doing the input. And in Tekken, there's something like, see, that I kind of cheated. I was a little early. But in Tekken, it's like there's an animation here where it's, that was pretty good. But I really believe there's like right there, there's frames where you can actually not block. And I was researching this. The internet was saying, like, if you do the up method, if you do up and down back, you can get it tighter or where there isn't that gap. But I don't know. I don't think that's true. See, that was with the up method. That was better. Let's try again. That was better. I think I cheated on that one. Yeah, see that? I mean, technically, in this example, there was one frame of up back. I mean, but like, it's like 1 millisecond. This is why staying down is actually really good. Like in this example, if you stay down, it doesn't matter. So in the actual example, you'd wait till he misses and then get up. As a beginner, I'd just be aware you can low parry, but the specific answer, I don't fully understand. You just need more frames. You can't do it, like you can block first and you cannot low parry. Yeah, you need to be up longer. See, like I'm up longer in that case. Like if I wait for him right to whiff and then get up and catch him on the second kick, you can get the low parry fairly consistently, if I could do it correctly. However, if you wait, like if I wait and try, it doesn't come out. You need more time. Yeah, the low parry is kind of tricky. This whole concept, in my opinion, is very, very complicated. And also that in Tekken, the attacker has a tremendous advantage. I think in every fighting game, if you get knocked down, the attacker has an advantage. But in Tekken specifically, they have a very, very large advantage. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.